Hi Katie, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. Are you enjoying your weekend so far? Or did you just get in today, or?
No, I got in yesterday at about 3 o'clock. First stop, the Guinness storehouse, obviously. So got a bit pissed there. Learned a lot of facts, surprisingly.
What was your favourite fact? I actually used to working in the storehouse, so that's why I'm
Did
interested
you?
here
Sure.
now.
Right, okay. So it's so funny because like normally when I go to like an exhibition or museum, like everything just goes over my head.
Yeah.
But like somehow, yeah, I just learned a lot. Okay, so there's 3 million bubbles in a pint of Guinness, which is fucking mental.
Yep.
And then you have to heat the barley at 232 degrees Celsius. Like random, why do I know that? Like I'm not, yeah.
You really got some of the really random facts. Like I was expecting like the surge settle time or something to go out.
Well, they kept reminding you as well, I think. And Arthur Guinness had 21 kids with his wife Olivia.
Yep, which is funny because everyone used to ask me was my surname Guinness because my name's Olivia, so it's like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I know a lot more, but I'm on the spot, so
You're all right.
3's not bad, right?
The 3 is really good,
Yeah.
really good. So, anyways, you've been enjoying your weekend so far, then clearly.
Yeah, I've had a brilliant time.
And then you're back here now in Dublin for the 1st of September, 19 years later, and you're here with your Harry Potter family again.
Oh my god, yeah.
Is this the first time that you've that there's been this many of you sort of together again, or would you still see some of them in passing?
Well, actually, I haven't even seen Vanna yet since I've arrived. But I see her in London, so that's different. But I think, yeah, you're right. Like, this is probably the first time in a long time we've all been together. I haven't seen Alfie for the longest time. I know he's here, so I'm really excited about seeing him.
Sure, he's been off in the States and everything with how to get away with murder and things.
Right, he's done so well. It's amazing. I saw Avshan this morning. I haven't seen her in a long time, so that was lovely. And Charlotte as well. Yeah, so that was great. Charlotte who plays Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the panel later. I think when we all
Get together.
Yeah.
And of course, like you've got another tie to another Irish export that we have, Pierce Brosnan, here in his new film, The Foreigner.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, I'm hardly in it, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Looking forward to see how everyone's reactions to it.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I didn't actually have any scenes with him, so I never met him. But I mean, like, I did a scene with Jackie Chan, so
that's still pretty awesome.
That's pretty amazing. It's like a tick
yes,
off the bucket list. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
And so when you were initially cast as Cho, like what was your initial reaction? Were you like ecstatic, nervous, petrified, all of the above?
Do you know what? I remember when I was like asked this question just after I got it, and I felt like I had to say that I was like going mental, like crazy, and so I might have like said like I was like jumping on a bed screaming and stuff. But I think the reality was that I just remember standing in the kitchen. And the phone rang, the house phone, because nobody has house phones anymore, so like that's pretty old school. So I picked it up, and then I don't know, it just happened, and from then on, and even now, it was quite a surreal moment. I still haven't absorbed it after all this time, but I certainly wasn't like, I wasn't going nuts. Maybe in my head I was, but like, you know, physically I was just like kind of stunned.
Because even I'd say like from your point of view being on the set when everything was actually being filmed, I've done the Warner Brothers tour in London, and even just sort of being around everything, it just literally feels like you're in this other world. So I can totally see why you'd be like, it still doesn't feel like it was real, like it was just such a real, surreal experience.
Until like, you know, I come to something like this and I'm like, oh my god, I played Cho Chang.
Yeah.
That's that's
pretty awesome.
Yeah. I haven't even been to the studio since it was done up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's really
like,
cool.
I should go. Like when they opened, like I was invited, but I was busy at the time, so I didn't get a chance to go. But I definitely should at some point.
It's a lot of fun, and of course you also had that storyline that broke a lot of teenagers' hearts at the time. You know, with Cho and Harry, things like that. Is that like, or some of like the memes and some of the gifs that came out at the time, or do you still sort of have like a little bit of cringy moments for it, or is it still just like, nope, we rocked it, it's all good?
Oh mate, all the time. Like, I can't watch myself on screen. It's just like, even now, it's been 14 years since I first started, and like every time it comes on, I'm just like, oh my God, please switch it off. Or, you know, it was just on the other day, and my mate's like, oh, just watching you on the telly. And I'm like, please turn it off and watch something else. And actually, I was doing, I had to edit my show reel recently, just to update it for my agents. So I was looking back at the old one, and it was the kissing, the scene with the kiss. And I was like, oh my God, I sound like I'm on helium. Like, my voice is so high-pitched, it's unreal. And I was like, oh my God, did I talk like that when I was 16? That's so cringe.
Well, I suppose like there was a lot of nerves going into that scene as well, because like you guys were so good friends, and it's like, okay, so now we're going to have to...
But I was literally like, and I was like, oh my God, what is that sound coming out of your mouth? So I still choose not to watch any of that stuff. And like memes and GIFs, like I'm glad I've been pronouncing them right.
Well, actually, Rory, who's behind the camera here, he would correct me and say GIF.
Oh, really?
GIF is correct, but GIF is better.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's okay.
Well,
Call it GIF.
I say GIF, so you're all good.
Okay. Yeah, I try and avoid them as much as possible.
Cool. And then I'm sure you've been asked this question probably 1,000 times, but, you know, if you had to choose yourself, would you have gone with Cedric or Harry? Cedric, of course, if he had lived, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of the better questions. I think she would have chosen Cedric. I think she kind of went with Harry on the rebound a little bit. You know, she was going through, 1,001 emotions. So I don't think she was in the kind of like right state of mind when she kind of fell. I wouldn't say that she fell for Harry, really.
It's probably more of a comfort to her in her grief as well.
Definitely. So yeah, that's my. Yeah.
And then if you had to choose Rob or Dan?
Question.
Getting you into trouble here now.
I know. Probably Rob. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yep.
Sorry, Dan. Anyways, Katie, thank you so much for joining us here today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend now.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks.